Okay, I just did a worst NASCAR broadcasters. Here in no particular order except for the last couple, which I consider the best, or which I consider the best two, are the very best of the bunch. First, the late Larry Newber on a lot of the early ESPN broadcasts of NASCAR. Sadly, Larry's passed away, but great broadcaster. Andy Petrie, former crew chief, now with ESPN. I kind of hope he lands somewhere. Same with the next ESPN broadcaster, the good Dr. Jerry Punch, an actual MD. I really like Jerry Punch. I hope he lands somewhere. Here's someone, I understand he has a satellite radio show now, but he did some work for, I believe, the TNN network back in the 80s. Buddy Baker, retired driver. Real good broadcaster. Kind of a dry wit, but he was good. I agree. Alan Bestwick. Let's see, he's with ESPN, I believe. Yeah. I could be wrong on that, but I really like Alan Bestwick. And I hope he lands somewhere. Here's one that's retired, but was great. Ned Jarrett. Respected by almost everyone in racing. And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and understand that he's not looking like he's going to be on the races next year, is Ned's son Dale Jarrett. Great broadcaster. Bob Jenkins. Now, some of you may not remember Bob Jenkins, but before Fox and NBC and TNT took over in 2001, Bob Jenkins was the lead man for play-by-play man for ESPN. Great broadcaster. I think he just retired from doing IndyCars a few years ago. Marvin Panch. Now, some of you may not know who Marvin Panch is or just read that he won the 61 Daytona 500. But in, I believe, the late 60s, early 70s, he was the color man on the Motor Racing Network. Network still in existence. Now, here's one I know some people don't like. When I did the good and bad of the new TV deal, I got a message that they hope they never see him on another broadcast. I don't agree. A man that's been in racing literally all his life, was born into it. Kyle Petty. I actually like Kyle Petty on the broadcast. He knows his NASCAR. You know, people say he wasn't that good of a driver. Well, that's up for debate. He did win some races, and a lot of guys running NASCAR never won a race. So, and I actually like from TNT, Wally Dallenbach Jr. I actually like Wally. I know some people don't, but I just like his style. Here's one mainly from the truck races and some of the Can-Am Pro races that I like, and that's Phil Parsons. Another one that's been around racing most, if not all of his life, through his brother, who just happens to be the next one on the like list, the late Benny Parsons. Great commentator. Sadly passed away about 7 years ago, or I believe, but great broadcaster. Here's one I like, and it's ironic because I listed Darrell Waltrip on the dislikes, and this is Jeff Hammond, who was Waltrip's crew chief for a lot of his wins. I like Jeff Hammond. He knows his stuff. Mike Joy, the current lead play-by-play man, I'll call him, on Fox. Yeah, I like Mike Joy. I like him on the Barrett Jackson auto auctions, too. If you ever watch them, Mike Joy does a fantastic job on the races, and Barrett Jackson. And here's the two best. Ken Squire, the best play-by-play man, in my opinion, ever in NASCAR, both on radio and TV. I really like Ken Squire. He should be in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. If you want to know why, go to my Hall of Fame playlist. They should be in, and I explain why he should be in, not just with an award named for him. And frankly, if not for Ken Squire, we may not be watching all these NASCAR races on TV. All the races live from all three top series. It wasn't always that way, folks. Trust me. I used to drive 40 miles to listen to them on the radio. They weren't even on in my area. I had to drive far enough to get a station to listen. And the last one that I consider tied with Ken Squire, the late great Chris Economaki, the dean of motorsports journalists, well respected by everybody in motorsports. he was the kind of the face of ABC's Wide World of Sports coverage when that's all we had. And you younger fans may not believe this, but and I said this on the other vlog, we used to get 15 minutes of racing on a 90-minute or 60-minute Wide World of Sports shows between log rolling and barrel jumping or arm wrestling or something dumb like that. Couldn't even get them live. That's, again, disclaimer, strictly my opinion for what it's worth. You can comment, maybe I missed somebody, maybe I put somebody in that don't belong. Frankly, I haven't listened to races on the radio in quite a few years because not enough to know the commentators because they've all been on TV. So that's my opinion of the best. So be it. And the green flag is up because they are the best. And because I don't know how to draw. I'm not sure I could draw a checkered flag or I would.